Chapter 26. The Unregreatable Choice. Aro wanted to hang up, but she called him a coward. He listened to her squabble that it would be someone else to stab her at the back, not him. When a wife complains about cheating, even if she has evidence, dear husband, deny and never admit. Ava called her all the abusive names. She said fastly, Aro ruined the two's relationship and their families would never connect again. Ava asked why he did it. Aro, what are you talking about? Ava, don't be stupid. You removed your pants and entered her bed. What did you expect? Aro, what do you want? Ava, you. Aro, what? Are you out of your mind? She sobbed while releasing words in intervals that Aro promised her a perfect family but had abandoned her and went with other women. She seriously cursed him that he would never see heaven. You had all the rights to control me while in my bed. You had me, Ava. You lost me. I did lose myself. I no longer know my name, he told her. Ava, stop it. Your name is RZ, the father of my daughter and a fool responsible for Ivy's. You are a big disappointment, a total disgrace. What were you thinking? Aro stopped thinking. He didn't know about Ivy's conception. He switched off the phone, leaving Ava jeering him as if he had anything. He called off the tour and packed his clothes, then drove back to Uganda. By 5 o'clock in the morning, he was at the door, panicking, trying this and that key. Ha ha ha. As usual, we laughed at him while opening our door. We were happy to see him again. Aro was a big man shaking the novel world in all directions. He was scooping outwards like a nanny tasting fried grasshoppers. He was as well excited to see us as we congratulated him upon seeing Ivy's legs. He smiled with guilt, wanting to run away, but I warned him that Ava's child belonged to us. Trousers shook. As he looked into my eyes that affirmed my words, he swallowed a gallon of saliva and entered his apartment. He was so tired that he never took a shower and fell on the bed to sleep. No, he could not, for the brain ran to Ivy. He jumped out of the house to see her. She was preparing to go for work. Oh, a beautiful smile on her face and hospitable romantic eyes lowered him into her chest. She was so thrilled to see him again. A couple of months had elapsed. She missed him a lot the way he did. His hand wanted to touch her belly, but she seized it and gave him a perfect kiss. Oh, it was so sweet that I lifted her to the bed and surprised her. I love you. Ivy replied without thinking. I love you too. She was the happiest woman in Kampala. She laid his hand to touch her belly, then looked into his eyes cheerfully and told him, he's a boy. I lifted Ivy to the bed and undressed her to forget about her TV show at 9 o'clock. She could not turn him down. He admitted that a pregnant woman was the sweetest. He recalled Ava restricting him from pressing himself on her, not to touch the belly because he might touch and injure the fetus's eyes. Oh, Aro saw the difference. He shook his head and cursed this woman. Either Ava was stupid or never liked Aro. Maybe she was made like that, barbaric and less informed. Who cared? Someone was already making him happy. Ivy hurriedly went to work satisfied, so comfortable that the man of her life was in bed. When the show ended, She signed out and ran to find Mr. Handsome. He was there, wriggling in the bed. She tiptoed to the kitchen and prepared her darling lunch very fast, then went to wake him up. Ivy knelt down and thanked God for the gift of a man eyes were looking at. She prayed for blessings, then sat on the bed. She watched him looking at the wall. He was thinking hard. Aro got out of the bed. He pulled a chair and sat facing Ivy. She was so perfect. He held her hand and said, I came here for you. I know you think I do not care, but I do. I'll not tell you about love because I do not know it. I am like an empty vessel floating on water. Come here, Ivy. Sit on my laps. Let me try to make you happy. I want to take you out, maybe to the beach, bar, club, everywhere. She passed her left hand around his back, then rested it on the left shoulder as his head found comfort on her neck. The eyes stuck on her stunning conical breasts, which stood on her chest. He raised one hand and felt the warmth as Ivy intoned, I am already happy with you here. I have seen all the places, eaten everything, and had the life I wanted. I missed one thing to be complete, being with you. You are extraordinary. I do not want to lose you, please. Even if things go the other way around, do not abandon me. Always fix time and see me. Aro could not wait for her to finish. He had packed a land title in his name. He picked it. Got it free of charge. Excitement drove him to lift her to the bed. Yes, the thirst quenched down, and they learned that the stomachs were empty. To the table, the couple happily sat for lunch. They enjoyed every bit the duo spent together. She advised him to check on Nina occasionally. Ivy had heard about Nina's situation and thought that maybe Aro had an attachment to it. Ivy explained that Nina used to visit her when she discovered that Aro was seeing her and left a message in an envelope. She pulled it out and gave it to Aro, who opened it promptly. He lifted the eyes and cast them at Ivy.